Now then guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you are all well. Today's the 15th of August 2026. 3 days ago, so on Wednesday the 12th of August, I did the role-related fitness tests for the fire service to become a firefighter, an on-call firefighter up here in County Durham. And I'm going to talk you through it. I'm going to give you my tips, talk about my experience, so other people who are looking into doing a test, you might have a test coming up, you're wanting some advice, what goes on in the day, throughout the course, throughout the tests, what the tests are, and any tips, then hopefully this will benefit you. Okay. So I did my 6 tests, so my role-related tests up in Boburn, County Durham. If you're from the northeast or you are applying to be in the Northeast Fire Service, then no doubt you will also visit Boburn. It's a fantastic, fairly new or modern training centre to do all your testing there. There is 6 roles, 6 tests that you must do in order to pass and advance to the next stage of the recruitment process, and I'm going to go through them all. So there's an equipment carry, which is basically a 25-metre course or a shuttle run where you run equipment back and forth. This is a timed test. You've got 5 minutes and 47 seconds to complete the course. Once you've done that, if you do it within that time limit, you have passed that one. There's an equipment assembly, so you need to put a piece of equipment together. And on that one, you've got 5 minutes and 8 seconds to assemble the piece of equipment, get it checked, and then disassemble it and put it back as you found it. You have to do it in order. 5 minutes and 8 seconds. There's the casualty evacuation, which is a dummy drag. You've got 41 seconds to drag a 55 kilogram dummy around a 30-metre course. There is also a ladder lift simulation, which is a weight. It's like a long bar that weighs 30 kilograms. You need to pick it up from your waist height using an underarm or underhand grip. To shoulder height, adjust your grip and then press it above your head and lock out. That's just 1 rep, just to prove that you can lift a 30 kilogram ladder. There's also a ladder climb. Now this is a 13.5 metre ladder that you find on the fire service vehicles. They put that up. You've got to climb 2/3 of the way up. So essentially you've got to climb about 10 metres up in the air. You need to perform a leg lock on the ladder to release your arms or your hands, look down and read something off a piece of paper. It's a letter, a number or a shape below. And also there's a confined space element to the test. So you put in a container. It's like a little, you'll see the video coming up very shortly. It's a bit of a rat run. You climb through a mini assault course. It's quite tight space. You've got full breathing apparatus on. When you get to the end, you are then blindfolded or your vision obscured, and then you need to go retrace the way that you came in. That part of the test is not timed. Also, the ladder lift part of the test is not timed, and the ladder climb is also not timed. So the only tests that are timed on this, there's 3 out of the 6 tests that are timed, is your equipment carry, the casualty evacuation or dummy drag, and then the equipment assembly. They're the 3 out of 6 tests that are timed. Now, just before we dive into videos, I'm going to show you the videos on screen. I'm going to talk you through them. If anyone's got any questions or wants to reach out, just put comments below and I'll come back and answer them as and when I see them. Like I said, this is the County Durham version of the test. There will be other tests up and down the country that will be very, very similar. It's a nationwide test. Some of the equipment, so the equipment assembly might be slightly different, but the principles are the same. The 6 videos I'm going to show you today is not me carrying out the tests, but these are the exact same tests that I did up in Boburn in County Durham 3 days ago. Okay. So on the day, I had to be there. I had a 9:30 a.m. appointment. I got there for about 9:20, sat down in canteen, could have a drink if I fancied, nice and relaxed. I was waiting around for a good 20 minutes, so about 20 to 10, I was taken through, asked for my shoe size, my size for my overalls, and then I got ready really. I put some boots on, I put my overalls on, put my helmet on, I had some gloves, and then there was only myself doing the tests at that time, and there was 4 or 5 fire staff there taking notes. We had somebody there monitoring the time, and the guy in charge Very, very helpful, knowledgeable. A senior member of staff taught me through each of the tests. Before each test started, I got a full description, why they do the test, and then any tips and advice. What you need to, if anyone's like really, really nervous about this date or these 6 tests, you need to realise or understand that these guys want you to pass. It's they're going to give you some tips and advice, and they're going to help you. They're on your side. They're not here to just fail you for any mistake. You know, they're quite open. You can talk to them, and they're going to give you tips and advice. They do not want you to fail. They want you to fly through this course or these set of tests and join their force. With me saying that, it's not easy. So I don't want you to think it's easy and they just let anyone in. Absolutely not. That is not the case. You have to pass the tests, you know, to make the grade and to carry on to the next stage of the recruitment process. Okay. So on the first day, it was, like I say, 12th of August this year. We were looking at 24, 25 degrees. The sun were blaring. It's red hot, and I've got these thick overalls on, some big thick boots, gloves, and a helmet on. And I started off with the equipment carry. So at the count of 3, got a countdown, and off I go. Set off running out with me hose under my arm. It's a 25-metre course. You run there, out of the hose, pop it down, run back, and then grab 2 hose reels. There's some handles on the equipment. You do 4 shuttles with these. They probably weigh around 15, I'd say around 12.5 to 15 kilograms each. They have handles on. You do 4 whips. When I say whips, you do 4 lots of 25 metres. So you're doing 100 metres carrying those. Once you've done that, you pop one down, and then there's 2 little handles on the side. You carry one out, only 25 metres, pop that on the floor carefully, and then you need to run back and forth, running out some shuttle runs there. Once you've done 3 whips or 75 metres shuttle run, then you need to pick up 2 pieces of equipment. And again, so this is like a long extension hose that you put on one of your shoulders, and the second piece is a piece of equipment within a basket. The piece of equipment in the basket, super light, and it's all about control. And it's kind of, you know, can you manage this? So you do 4 lengths of that, 4 lots of 25 metres. So you carry this equipment 100 metres. When you are walking, it is round. You've got to keep up, because like I say, you've got just over 5 minutes to beat is the time. Now at this time for me, the sun was blaring. The overalls that you're wearing are super thick. I was sweating like mad. Once you've done that, you set off on your run again. You do 4 whips again, or 100 metres, fairly quick. They're not asking you to sprint. It's not a leisurely walk, but it's you've got to be quite quick. And then finally, you pick up, I think it's a 20 kilogram barbell, and you need to do 100 metres or 4 whips again, 4 lots of 25. This is where, so the barbell, it's not super heavy, but when you've done all that, the sun's blaring. By the time you get to your 3rd and your 4th whips, so the 75 and 100 metres, the grip, it's quite taxing on the grip. But yeah, just stick with it. If you need to, you can put the equipment down. All you have to do is get that equipment done, carried. My fitness, I'd say, is pretty good, and my strength. So I think I must have, I don't know the time that I did on the shuttle runs and things, but I'd say it was about 3.5 minutes it took me to complete that first test. The second test that I did was the casualty evacuation, so the dummy drag around a 30-metre course. Now you've got 41 seconds to do this. It is 55 kilograms in weight. It's a little bit awkward, is the dummy, but it's got a handle on the back of its head. So you hold the handle. You've got a member of staff with his hand on your shoulder. and he's just guiding you to say left turn now. So you turn, and then when you get to the next cone, there's 10, just under 10 meters in between each one. You're carrying the dummy or dragging the dummy for a total of 30 meters around the course. And again, I reckon I must have done it in around, I'd say quite comfortably, about 25 seconds. Again, you're not running with it. It's just a fairly fast walk, and the instructors are guiding you, and you just drag that dummy. 55 kilograms does seem a lot of weight, but when you're dragging it, you're not lifting it, you're dragging it. So that one was not too tricky. It's probably one of the easier of the tests that I had to do. So the third test that I did was the ladder lift simulation. So underhand grip from waist height, pick it up to chest height, adjust your grip, press it out above your head. You do get a test or a practice with a 5 kilogram weight on, and then they add the further weights on to make it 30 kilograms. And you just need to do one repetition, nice and steady, nice and calm. It's not too, there's quite a bit of leverage because it's a long bar, which makes it a little bit easier. So it's not too bad. Again, one of the easier tests on the day, over and done with nice and quickly. Just make sure you lock your arms out and it's under control. Don't let go of the bar, nice and controlled, done. So the fourth test for me was the confined space task. So it's like a metal container. As you can see, it's got like a metal rat run that you climb through. There's different sections that you need to climb under and over. Now, don't be fooled, in this video, just so they can video it, the lights are on. The lights will not be on when you are doing this. They shut the container doors. You've got a little bit of visibility in there, so it's definitely not as bright as what they're showing you. That's just so the cameraman can show, or the demonstration that is happening here. You do have breathing apparatus on, so your breathing is also hindered a little bit. You can breathe, but yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. And this is the one that sort of caught me out. I was super warm, I was sweating, it was a hot day, and to begin with, it's not something I could practice for. Once we got to the end of the assault course, a member of staff meets you there. Then he put a blindfold on me, which obscured my view. He turned me around and I had to find my way all the way back through just by using feel. Again, all you need to do is just control your breathing. It's pitch black in there. You can't see anything anyway. And if you get stuck, the staff are there to help. This is not a time test. You just need to make it through this assault course nice and calm. Don't panic. And it's amazing that when you can't see anything and you get your breathing under control, just in and out, nice and steady, it's amazing how your other senses are heightened. So you're feeling, you can hear, obviously you are aware of your breathing, you can hear the apparatus going, each breath you can hear, but just take your time, feel around, and it's amazing how you can navigate your way back through that course, under, over. There's only one way, you don't turn around back on yourself, so you're just feeling, using your hands and your arms. If you get to an end where you've got front, left and right blocked, feel above you, and that's where you go back up and then go back on yourself. And then when you get to the very end, you just tap on the container door and they open it, and that's it. So again, this is the one that caught me a bit unaware, because I wouldn't say I'm claustrophobic at all. It was just a bit of the unknown, really. I was sweating. It was a red hot day. You've got these big thick overalls on, and you've got the breathing equipment on and your helmet. So it's yeah, I found this one quite a little bit tricky, to be honest. But again, like I say, just keep calm and you'll get through it. You will definitely make it. Okay. So the fifth test for me was the equipment assembly. This was an old metal pump. Again, the members of staff there give me some tips. You've got all the diagrams on the wall, but before I did this, I had somebody show me. So they gave me a demonstration, and all the parts are numbered 1 to 9. This is the exact piece of equipment that I put together. I did this exact same test. You get over around 5 minutes to complete the course. And I think I would have done this in under 2 minutes. It's quite straightforward. If you do make a mistake, there's members of staff watching you, and they'll won't tell you what to do, but they'll just say, I think you need to just look at the diagrams. They'll give you a little tip there. But yeah, it's fairly straightforward. My advice is don't really tighten it. You know, it's just finger tight. You put the equipment together, build it, they'll stop the clock. So if it takes you a minute to build it, one of the members of staff will check the equipment to make sure it's being put together correctly. Then when they're happy with it, they'll say 3, 2, 1, go. They'll restart the clock, and then you have to disassemble the equipment and put it back. You have to do it in a certain order. Again, you're wearing the thick gloves. These gloves on this demonstration here are a lot thinner than what I had. I had the big thick gloves on, but I managed it. Like I say, you get 5 minutes to put it together, and I reckon I would probably about 1 minute 50 seconds, maybe. I'd say under 2 minutes, I would imagine. So again, not too tricky. Don't worry about it. Just stay calm, and you'll make it through. Okay. And finally, for me, was the ladder climb. This is the one that I was a little bit apprehensive about. I'm not a huge fan of heights, but I don't have a fear of heights either. It's just the unknown. I'm in my early 40s. As a kid, I'd have flown up that ladder, no issue at all. It's not something, I don't climb ladders very often, and haven't done for the past 20, 25 years. So this one was a little bit odd when you see, it's a little bit daunting to see how high the ladder is. But yeah, you need to climb up around 10 meters. There's some markers on the ladder, or the members of staff will tell you when to put the leg lock through. There is a member of staff above you as well, that's talking to you. You need to release your arms, look down, and then they'll hold up a sheet of paper. I had a big figure of 8, number 8 on there. So I just shouted down, number 8. They said, yep, correct. Now take control of the ladder again. You take your leg lock out and then climb down safely. The guys, the instructors were super clear. That give me some great advice, great tips, and I sailed through it really. I don't know what I was worried about, to be honest. But yeah, great advice on day. And I can only thank the team there up at Boburn, because yeah, some fantastic advice. The only things that I weren't prepared for that caught me off guard then a little bit, or just something to think about: if it is a hot day, take a drink, because I took a drink, but the overalls are super thick. When you start, I did them shuttle runs to begin with. That got my heart rate up, and that carried on throughout the day. It took an hour and a half, or I was there for about 90 minutes doing these tests. From start to finish. Like I said, I had a 20-minute wait in the canteen reception area to begin with. But yeah, the overalls caught me off guard because they're super thick. I'd never worn them before. I was sweating buckets. It was a red hot day. So if I make it through, I've passed this test, but there's still some further things I need to complete before coming a firefighter. So fingers crossed that we get through, and I can take on the role of an on-call firefighter up here in County Durham. That is the plan. The other thing that I wasn't expecting, like I say, I was red hot, and the enclosed space one, a little bit uncomfortable to begin with because it's the unknown. You're in quite a tight space. It's dark in there. They do shut the doors. It's not as bright. And again, it's not something that you can practice for. So that one, especially with the breathing apparatus on, my heart rate was up a bit. And it's not just plain breathing through that apparatus, but you can breathe through it. But if you breathe fast, it makes it harder. So you need to relax, calm down, and your breathing. It's just, once you get used to it, it's steady away, and then just hopefully take your mind off things and navigate your way through the mini assault course there. Hopefully you found this quite useful. I've put it together just to hopefully give you peace of mind. If anyone's got any questions or needs some advice, please do reach out. Put your comments below, like I said earlier, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Good luck. I wish you all the best, and hopefully you get a good result, and you join the fire service, hopefully like myself, in not too distant future. Good luck. Let me know how you get on. Cheers.